What do you do when you feel sad? What do you do when you feel lonely? What do you do when you feel low? Sometimes we get all these feelings, right? There's anxiety or the depression, the mood change or fluctuations and everything that is happening in our mind, right? Our mind keeps giving all this shit to us. And how do you deal with it? How do you really deal with it? I'm not talking about the high emotions. I'm talking about the low emotions, right? Feeling anxiety, depression, feeling low, feeling tired, feeling lethargic, fatigue. I mean, whatever it is, right? Anything that is any of the emotions which is on the lower side, all right? Which is pulling you down, which is draining you down. How do you deal with it, right? We have an inner tendency to go down the rabbit hole because we love it. And I'll tell you why. Because every time when we feel sad about ourselves, right, it gives a fake sensation in our mind that we are good. We are good and God loves us way too much. Yes, I mean, we are designed to think like that, right? I'm good and that is why I'm suffering. And all of that kind of, it's just mind, man. It's just mind playing shitty tricks on you and that's it. Okay, so how do you instantly feel good? How do you change your mind immediately? The idea of what I'm talking about is some re-engineering of your chemicals in your mind, okay? So when you go down into that path which you don't want to go, which you don't want to feel like, you don't want to get stuck over there, right? The thing is, it's nothing but the cortisol. It's a stress hormone which is actually putting you into that space. It could be triggered with one reason or one event, and after that it catches up and goes on and on and on down to the rabbit hole, which you don't want to go. So how do you get out of that? The first one is, I want you to do, now this is only if you have the access of some space, I want you to go sprint. What is a sprint? Is running as fast as you can, as long as you can, and then stop. Do it for about 10 minutes, okay? Run, sprint as fast as you can, do it as long as you can. When you cannot do it anymore, stop. Take a break of 30 seconds, do it again, take a break of 30 seconds, do it again, do it for 10 times. And trust me, you're gonna feel so good. What am I supposed to do if I don't have the access to the running space, Vishak? Good question. So, in that case, what you're supposed to do is, I want you to sit down. And now, if you have the pen and paper, if you have the access to the papers and pen, then I want you to think of two things, okay? I want you to think about every little good things that you have and every little victories that you have achieved, okay? Good things. When I say good things, I'm not talking about Rolls Royce and gold watches. I'm talking about you've got your hands, you've got your legs, you've got digestive system, you've got a heart, you've got a functioning heart, you've got shit going on, like so much shit going on in your system. That itself is a bloody miracle. Yes? So I want you to write it down. All the things. And now this is in your body, okay? I'm able to walk, I'm able to think, I'm able to, whatever, everything in your body, just write it down. Not everything in your body, but just write it down, okay? And then comes, you got clothes to wear, you got food, you got house, you got a roof, you got shit like that. Write it down. When you write it down, right, don't just write. Get into the details. And this is the good side of it. And now, getting into the best side. Okay? What could be worse? You could be dead. You could be, at this particular moment, right, you could be dead. You could be in the jail, getting raped. Men, women, anybody. Right? You could be starving in Africa with no food. You could be getting beaten by somebody. You could be in an asylum. You could be a burden to everybody else, which you're not. So when you make a little comparison with whatever the thing that you're writing down right there, I'm writing down all of my bad things. What are the things that could possibly happen to me, right? I'm just pushing my limits. I'm just expanding my mind to get into the worst state that could happen to me, right? I'm writing down all of these things. When you're writing down, don't think of your current situation as to why you're feeling bad, why you're feeling sad. Do not think about it. I want you to just write it down. Keep writing as the list goes by. And then make a comparison. Make an immediate little comparison as to what exactly is going on right now, why you're feeling so sad, why you're feeling so bad about whatever is going on. And then read about all these things. Now, coming back to your reality, read about all these things. Reality, read about these things. Now you'll be able to see whatever the thing that you're dealing with is just nothing because you have written down the worst. Well, if you think that you haven't really, my reality is like really bad, then probably you haven't really pushed up the limits on your list. So keep pushing it. Whatever the limits that you can push, just Just write the ugliest, filthiest, dirtiest, deadliest, dangerous thing that could potentially happen to you or your loved ones or anything. Things could always be worse, my friend. Things could always be worse. Just write it down and then make a comparison with the reality. And then you're going to instantaneously feel so good about you and about the situation. Stay hard. God bless you. Peace.